I'm going to challenge you with a question most men are afraid to answer honestly. Do you actually want the truth about a woman's sexual values, or do you just want reassurance for your insecurity? If you want the truth, stay. Because today, I will give you a clean, masculine way to read alignment without shaming anyone, without guessing from stereotypes, and without playing detective. This is not about moralizing or turning someone's private history into a scoreboard. This is about your future, compatibility, health, honesty, and long-term fit. Numbers don't predict devotion, patterns do. When you learn to read patterns, you stop anxiously trying to control outcomes, and you start making calm, strategic choices. By the end, you'll have a 12-point alignment audit you can apply with integrity. You'll know exactly what to ask, what to observe, and what to do when the signals are mixed. Stay with me through every minute because I'm going to build this step by step, and each step sets up the next. First, lock in the frame. A stoic man does not try to own the past. He evaluates the present and chooses the future. You cannot change anyone's history, and you do not need to. As Epictetus taught, focus on what is within your control, your standards, your boundaries, your actions. Your job is not to extract confessions or interrogate. Your job is to state what you want, observe behavior over time, and decide. You are not here to label, you are here to select. A woman's worth is not a function of her sexual history, and yours isn't either. What matters is alignment of values, consistency, mutual respect, and honesty. If your goal is a committed, exclusive relationship, you're not judging the past. You're verifying whether her present choices, habits, and preferences actually match that goal. That's all. Remove the moral drama. Bring in calm standards. Now draw a hard boundary with yourself. Never infer sexual history from clothing, photos, nightlife, or social media optics. That is lazy, inaccurate, and disrespectful. Never snoop phones, never provoke friends for gossip, never trawl old posts looking for innuendo. That's insecurity masquerading as strategy. The only ethical path is what I'm going to give you. Direct conversation, clear standards, and observation of consistent behavior over time. If you can't do that, you're not ready to lead a relationship. You're ready to chase your fear. Before we look outward, stabilize inward. The most attractive men radiate sufficiency, self-respect independent of outcome. You cannot evaluate cleanly if you're starved for validation. Neediness will have you ignoring red flags and inventing fairy tales. Establish your purpose, your schedule, your training, your social life, and your non-negotiables. Know exactly what you want, casual, committed, or marriage-minded. Know what commitment means to you. Know your deal breakers around exclusivity, contraception, and sexual health. When your foundation is set, you won't try to change a woman to fit your plan. You'll recognize the mismatch and step away without bitterness. That posture, quiet, decisive, drama-free, is the core of masculine leadership. Here is the simple truth most men avoid. If you want to know whether a woman's sexual lifestyle aligns with yours, you have to ask the right questions the right way at the right time. And then you have to shut up and watch what the answers do over the next 60 to 90 days. Not what they say, what they do. So I'll give you 3 conversations and 1 observation window. Conversation 1 is values and expectations. Conversation 2 is health and safety. Conversation 3 is exclusivity and pacing. Then you watch the calendar, not the vibes. If you apply this, you will stop guessing and start knowing. Values and expectations. You do this early, not on the first 10 minutes, but within the first few interactions when interest is mutual and the energy is warm. You don't interrogate. You set a frame and invite her to speak. Say this in your own voice. I'm intentional about my relationships. I value exclusivity when I'm serious, and I don't do situations without clarity. What does a good relationship look like to you? What does commitment mean for you in practice? Then be quiet. You're listening for alignment, not perfection. If she says she avoids labels, prefers seeing where it goes, or wants everything chill indefinitely, that's not immoral, but it's likely incompatible with a man aiming for clear monogamy. If she says she likes clarity, doesn't stack overlapping romances, and prefers to focus on one person when she's interested, you have green lights. If she communicates a period of self-reflection, healing, or a desire for a reset from casual patterns, that can also be a green light if it's backed by action, not just words. health and safety. You address this maturely, with respect, and always include yourself. Don't ask anything you aren't willing to answer. Say it plainly. I take sexual health seriously. Barrier protection, testing, and transparency. Before intimacy, I like to align on protection and testing. What does safety look like for you? You're not asking for a spreadsheet of history or a number, you're establishing shared standards. You're looking for openness to testing, a normal, non-defensive conversation about contraception, and a collaborative tone. If she tries to pressure you to skip protection or ridicules boundaries around testing, that's not a compatibility issue. It's a hard stop. A woman who respects herself will respect health protocols. A woman who respects you will collaborate. Exclusivity and pacing. Men make the mistake of assuming monogamy without agreement. Don't do that. Secure men speak in terms of offers and choices. If we become intimate, I prefer exclusivity. No overlap, no parallel dating. If you prefer to keep options open, that's your choice. It just means we're not a match. This is not a threat, it's clarity. Watch for reciprocal clarity. The right woman will appreciate the decisiveness and respond with her boundaries. If she says yes, but acts like maybe, believe the actions. If she wants intimacy quickly but resists exclusivity, that's a known pattern. Again, not immoral, just misaligned with your standard. You're allowed to decline. Now we enter the observation window. 60 to 90 days. Desire is loud in the first week. Truth is revealed by the second month. Stop pressuring the situation to be something it isn't. Watch and record mentally. Does she keep plans or cancel habitually? Does her weekend pattern align with a focused lifestyle, or is it chaos and recovery? Does she take photos with you openly, or is she secretive for no clear reason? Private is healthy. Secretive is not. Private means she values intimacy and pacing. Secretive means she keeps you compartmentalized to maintain parallel options. Examine her conflict style. When tension rises, does she get cruel, withdraw, or play hot-cold games to stoke chasing? Or does she communicate and repair? Examine her boundaries with others. If she flirts overtly with men in front of you to provoke a reaction, that's attention-seeking behavior. If she is naturally warm but clear with boundaries, that's maturity. Notice whether she escalates intimacy as a tactic to bind you while avoiding clarity about the relationship. That is a classic control pattern. You decline it with grace. Discernment is not suspicion, it's attention. You aren't looking to accuse, you're looking to understand how she organizes her life. Men who obsess over the past avoid confronting the present. The present is clean. Consistent routines, consistent words, consistent respect. If she tells you she values exclusivity but keeps an active roster of just friends who used to be more than friends, that's not a crime. But it is a mismatch for many men. If she says she's done with the club scene but spends every weekend in the same environment, that's not evil. It's just data. If she says she's not ready for commitment but wants all the privileges of a girlfriend, that's not a plan. That's convenience. Use this line as a calibration tool because it reveals reality. Let's keep our actions loyal to what we've agreed on. If there is no agreement, you will get smoke. If there's an agreement, you'll get alignment. A stoic approach is to never argue with behavior. Observe it. If it aligns, invest. If it doesn't, exit. Men ask me, what about asking her directly about her past? The answer is simple. You can ask about lessons learned, not numbers. You can ask about values shifts, not details. You can ask about what she wants now and what she changed to make that happen. Say, we've all had chapters. What did your last chapter teach you about the kind of relationship you actually want? If she responds with defensiveness, sarcasm, or refuses any reflection, that's data. If she responds with thoughtful insight, responsibility, and a sense of boundaries, that's also data. Your goal is not confession. Your goal is comprehension. Now let's talk about signals that matter and signals that don't. What matters? Her stated relationship preference, her respect for exclusivity, her collaboration around sexual health, her time structure, her friend ecosystem, her substance habits, her conflict repair style, her openness about intentions, her consistency, and her respect for your boundaries. What does not matter? Clothing, past vacations, curated photos, dancing, or nightlife in itself. A high-agency woman can enjoy nightlife and still be fiercely loyal in a committed relationship. A quiet woman can have disorganized values underneath. Do not be fooled by aesthetics. You are evaluating principles, not pictures. The fastest way to read values is to introduce your own. You don't wait passively. You lead with clarity and watch whether she moves with you. For example, you can say, "I like slow burn intimacy with a clear path. I don't stack dates with multiple people when I'm truly interested." Then watch if she reciprocates or tries to keep your attention while preserving a roster. You can say, "I keep my phone available, but I don't entertain flirtations once I'm focused. I expect the same." Then watch if her boundaries with male friends look like clarity or like convenient ambiguity. You can say, "I do not share intimacy without exclusivity. If we reach intimacy, we're off the apps." Then watch if the apps vanish or if you're asked to accept gray areas. You don't demand, you declare, then decide. Masculine energy is choice, not control. I want to address jealousy head-on because it corrupts judgment. Jealousy makes you search for certainty where certainty doesn't exist. You will never have complete knowledge of anyone's past, and you don't need it. You need present alignment and future commitment. If you can't tolerate uncertainty, you will try to micromanage, and that will suffocate attraction. Channel jealousy into standards. Every time it rises, come back to 3 questions. What have we agreed on? What are her actions showing, and what choice honors my values right now? If the agreement is unclear, you tighten it. If the actions contradict the agreement, you address it once and then you decide. No begging, no convincing, no shaming. Calm exit if needed. Your self-respect is more attractive than any attempt to force change. Now, I'll give you the exact questions I want you to use across the first weeks, spaced naturally within conversation. Keep the tone warm and composed. First, when you like someone, do you prefer to keep options until it's official, or do you tend to focus early? Second, what does exclusivity mean to you in practice? Apps deleted, no flirty texting, or something else? Third, before intimacy, I align on testing and protection. How do you handle that? Fourth, what does a great weekend look like for you when life is balanced? Fifth, how do you repair after conflict? Sixth, what are your non-negotiables? Seventh, what do you want this to become if the connection stays good? These questions are not traps, they are lenses. They reveal values, pacing, and integrity. You do not press for perfect answers. You watch for mature answers backed by consistent behavior. Let's talk about social context because environments shape behavior. A woman whose social calendar revolves around constant novelty, new parties, new people, new scenes, might be in a season of exploration. That's fine, but if you want exclusive focus, you are asking her to exit a lifestyle that feeds on variety. Never try to convince someone to leave a season they still enjoy. You will resent it, and they will regress. Instead, align with women whose environment already supports what you want. A woman with stable routines, a purpose she protects, and friendships rooted in loyalty is naturally set up for exclusive commitment. Again, no judgment, just alignment. Another lens is how she speaks about previous relationships, not the content, the posture. Blame-heavy narratives, villainizing everyone else, and zero ownership suggest unfinished patterns. Balanced ownership, honest learning, compassion for past partners without romanticizing them, those signal maturity. Notice also whether she keeps exes around as friends in ways that blur lines. Healthy adulthood allows friendly distance. Unhealthy patterns keep doors ajar for attention. You're not here to police, you're here to choose. If her relational boundaries feel like Swiss cheese, you can appreciate her and still decide against investment. Attraction loves speed, trust loves time. Pacing is a tell. If she pushes for intensity, fast intimacy, and high emotional claims very quickly while resisting clarity around exclusivity, that intensity isn't depth, it's stimulation. Depth is fun too, but it builds with commitment and aligned daily choices. A strategy I recommend is the slow burn. Keep dates rich but well-paced, maintain your training and work rhythm, and extend the observation window. Do not let chemistry compress your standards. When you slow down, the truth has room to show up. You might be asking, what if she had a wild past but wants a focused present? Then you look for evidence of change. Change shows up in habits, not in headlines. Are the friend groups different? Are the venues different? Is the schedule different? Are the boundaries with men different? Is her language around herself different? People can and do change. The proof is repetitive action across time, not promises delivered with dramatic flair. If she has reorganized her life, believe the reorganization. If she has not, believe that too. Let's put this into a clean audit you can run silently. There are 12 checkpoints. 1. Stated relationship preference. Does she prefer clarity or non-labels? 2. Exclusivity behavior. When you discuss being exclusive, does she align quickly and cleanly or hedge and delay? 3. Sexual health collaboration. Is she open to testing and protection without games? 4. Scheduling consistency. Does she keep plans reliably? 5. Weekend rhythm. Is her pattern chaos or balanced purpose? 6. Friend ecosystem. Are her closest friends stabilizing influences or agents of chaos? 7. Boundaries with exes and male friends, clear or ambiguous? 8. Conflict repair style, cooperative or manipulative? 9. Secrecy versus privacy, protective intimacy or strategic concealment? 10. Values language. Does she speak in principles, respect, trust, loyalty, or in convenience and vibes? 11. Environment change if she claims a new season. Are the inputs different or just the captions? 12. Respect for your boundaries. When you draw a line, does she honor it or test it endlessly? You do not need a perfect score. You need a coherent pattern that matches your standards. You also need to hold a mirror up to yourself. Are you living the exclusivity you ask for? Are you firm with apps, flirtations, and late-night attention once you commit interest? Do you repair well after conflict? Do you keep plans? Men often demand standards they don't live. Embody what you require. That congruence is rare and magnetic. Now I want to remove a mental trap that creates more suffering for men than almost anything else: the double standard. If you want to be respected, respect. If you want your past to be seen as a chapter, allow hers to be seen the same way. If you want space to grow, offer space. A mature man doesn't weaponize shame. He simply aligns with what he values and moves accordingly. That emotional steadiness will save you months of drama and years of regret. Let's integrate stoic practice into your dating posture so you stay grounded. First, negative visualization. Imagine it doesn't align. Practice acceptance. If the answer is no, you leave with grace. Second, premeditation of temptations. Before dates, write down your standards. Exclusivity before intimacy, testing before intimacy, clear boundaries with exes, and commit to yourself. Third, evening review. After each interaction, write what you saw, not what you hope. This journaling breaks the spell of chemistry and returns you to reality. Fourth, voluntary discomfort. Don't chase dopamine with back-to-back dates and constant texting. Keep your training and work schedule non-negotiable. The man who doesn't worship novelty is the man who can actually choose. Your words carry weight when your energy is calm, so speak like this: I'm attracted to you. I also protect the quality of my life. I do exclusivity, I do honesty, and I do health. If that aligns with you, I'm in. If not, I'm not your guy. And that's okay. That is not a line. That is a standard. Some will walk. Good. You don't need everyone. You need the right one. Men often ask, what about signals from dating profiles or text behavior? Minimalism is your friend. A profile that clearly states an interest in something casual is not a puzzle. Believe it. A profile that signals intention, family, faith, focus, or long-term goals might align, but you still test against behavior. In texting, you want rhythm, not access. If she is responsive but respects gaps for work and life, that's healthy. If she floods your phone at odd hours, disappears, then returns with escalating affection to reel you back, that's intermittent reinforcement. A pattern that creates addiction and ruins clarity. Don't take the bait. Stay even. If you feel the compulsion to perform for approval, stop and breathe. Performance is the urge to win validation instead of living your values. You don't need to show off. You need to show up consistently. Competence in your work, discipline in your body, and clarity in your speech will do more for your love life than any trick. The energy of a man who can walk away is not cold, it is clean. You are not punishing her with distance, you are protecting your standards with choice. There will be men listening who want a magic tell, a secret behavioral tick that reveals everything. It doesn't exist. What exists is a cluster of aligned signals across time, revealed by the questions I gave you and stabilized by your standards. Obsession with certainty destroys the very intimacy you want. Replace control with boundaries. Replace suspicion with observation. Replace judgment with selection. The difference is maturity. Maturity is irresistible. Now let's script the pivotal talk that many men fumble. Choose a calm moment after a few excellent dates. Say, "I'm genuinely enjoying this. I also care a lot about the kind of container we build. For me, that means exclusivity before intimacy, clear boundaries with past partners, and collaboration on safety. If that's your lane, I want to move forward. If you prefer open options or no labels, that's fine, but it won't work for me." Then wait. If she aligns, move forward. If she hedges, do not negotiate your core. You may offer time if there's honest hesitation, but you do not offer loopholes. If she chooses ambiguity, you choose your exit. And you exit with kindness. "You're great. We just want different things. I'm stepping back." You do not shame, you do not lecture. You do what most men won't. You lead. I want you to remember that compatibility is not morality. A woman who prefers casual is not a villain. She is just not your match if you want commitment now. Respect her path and protect yours. That attitude will keep your heart steady and your decisions clean. And paradoxically, that steadiness will attract women who are also steady. Let's close by returning to the thesis. You came in wanting to know how to identify a woman whose sexual lifestyle might not align with your long-term plan. Now you have a method that is mature, ethical, and effective. You have the 3 conversations: values and expectations, health and safety, exclusivity and pacing. You have the 60 to 90-day observation window. You have the 12-point audit that reads behavior over stories. You have the language to set standards without controlling. Most importantly, you have a posture, sufficiency, calm, and choice. If you apply this, you'll stop arguing with the past and start choosing the future. You'll filter quickly and kindly. You'll invest in women who invest back. You'll exit mismatches without drama. And you'll feel your chest relax because you're finally living aligned. A man who knows what he wants, says what he wants, and chooses accordingly. That is masculine. That is strategic. That is attractive. Now take these words, practice the questions, hold your boundaries, and lead.